Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another tutorial of UK Textions. Our topic for today is about looping. What are loops and how to perform loops in Python. So let's start with loop. The loops are to repeat the cycle of a condition unless the condition returns false. Loops are a for loop and while. The syntax of for loop is for. Here is a variable which default value is nothing, just a int. In, let me say I am giving here text over here TUY and then colon here and then print X, right? So let me save it and run it. Let's show the result, right? Hi is about this one, so let me comment this by shift hash, right? So what for loop says, for x the length of toy will print here one by one. It will store the value of toy one by one in x and then print unless toy terminates the length equals to 0, right? So it's a simple and easy syntax. Let's see an example over here by initializing a array, right? So let's say example of an array, right, to execute a loop. So let's say a equals to array over here, and then let me add some value over here. So let's print these value over here. For here I will say so let's print the value of array A by initializing B in A and then colon and then print, right? So let prints A over here and let's save it, control S, and for run to execute the program press F5. So it says here I just forgot to print B over here. Okay, let's run by F5. So it will says Monis, Sophia, Danish, Khalid. Let's use if with for loop, right? Let's say if with for loop. So I will break the condition if I got my answer over here, right? If B equals to Danish, B equals to Danish, print B and break and then print over here, right? So save and F5. It says syntax error, so here I forgot colon, right? Yes, then print over here. So I don't want to print over here. After this statement returns true, we break the loop. So let me say I want to print over here in the statement and says let's say Danish is the youngest one, right? So let's say Control S and F5, and let's say it's print here Danish is the youngest one. So in my previous tutorial I mentioned that I will discuss about ranges and while I will discuss loop. So let's see what ranges print in for loop. Range for what is range? Sequence of number, and by default the starting point of range is 0. Loops, we are initializing a range over here in for loop. The variable is v, in which range of loop is about 20. So let's print over here colon print v over here, and let's run it. So it display the values. The items are 20 but the starting point is 0 and the ending point is 19. So let's say we have to give a value. The starting point should be 4 and the ending point up to 20, right? So Control S and F5. Let's see what it will return. So its starting point is 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8 up till the value is 19, right? So let's say we have to skip 2 after 4, right? So let's save it and F5, and let's see what it will return. 6, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So the range is a sequence of number. Whatever sequence we are giving over here, it will display over here. So what I have done, this is my limit. After each 2 digit it will show a value, but the starting point will be 4. So it says 4 and then a skip 2 and 6 and then a skip 2, then 8, a skip 2, 10. So let's say we have to terminate if the value of v is equals to 10, then colon over here, then break over here, and says, and let's say it will print till 8, right? So what it will print, let's see. So it print 4, 6 and 8 only, right? So if we say we just want to print 10 over here, so let's print this value. For that I have to print over here Control S, F5, and then run this loop. So it returns only 10. Let's try while loop. The syntax of while loop is different from for loop. Discuss about while loop. In while loop the syntax is different than for loop. So let's say we have to initialize a variable over here and then assign and then use keyword while and then define our condition over here, which is I is less than equal to 6 colon, then print whatever our statement is. So let's say I want to print over here, and then we have to increment the value. Let's save it and then run it, and let's see what the result is. So it display 1 2 3 4 5 6 till 6, right? So in while loop we have to use range, right? So let's remove this condition and we will say I in range, right? And we have a variable over here. I will say the range is up to 8, right? So let's run it. F5 out this. I have to print over here a string variable with int, right? So we can say range return result as column, and let me give comma over here and F5, right? Let's run it. So it says range return result as 2, range result as 3, 4, 5, 6. You can use print statement with string and int both by using comma over here, right? If we want to use if condition in while statement, what it will do. So let me say if I is less than equals to 10, right, colon, if I is equals to 6, colon, print the value of I is, let me colon, string, comma, and 1, and then break the loop over here, and then I plus equals to 1, and say I is equals to this, right? I just save it, realize it again over here, and let's save it and run, right? So it returns the value of I is 6, right? So let's say I don't want to use this one statement, and I don't want to use this one statement, and let's see, right, F control S and F5, it will return all the values up till 10, right? So hope you will understand the for loop and while loop in this tutorial. If you have any query about for loop, while loop, ranges, etc., leave the question in comment section. I will reply as soon as possible. Stay connected with our channel. See you with another tutorial, inshallah. Allah Hafiz.